Good morning, beautiful people. It is Wednesday, December 2nd, and what a beautiful morning. It was freezing. It was totally freezing. It was actually freezing. I think it went all the way down to 32. If not, it was super close because my grass was frozen. Like, it had a layer of frost on it. And it wasn't a hard freeze, but it was crunchy, so I know it froze. And my windshield was frozen over. It had like a very thin layer of morning dew frozen on it, which doesn't happen very often in Florida. It happens like a handful of times a year. So I got to show my kids what you do to take care of that. I just turned my windshield wipers on and sprayed, so. But it was cold. And of course I woke up with a little bit of a, scratchy throat because my heater is not been on since March, so it's a little dusty. So you have to take some extra allergy pills when you first start that up. Oh, and the moon. Whew, it is gorgeous. Let me show y'all. Let me see it around just to show y'all. Can you see it? I don't even know if you can see it. It is full. But today is December 2nd, and it is Fritters Day. So fritters are all over the place, all over the planet, and they're called different things. Like in Indonesia, they're called gorgengas. And then in Japan, they're called tempura. But they can be sweet with apples. You could do an apple fritter, a banana fritter, a berry fritter. But you can also have savory versions of it. So they have like clam fritters or shrimp fritters, and I've never actually tried any, but I'm so curious. That sounds amazing. Is it, so if anyone has had one, is it like a crab cake? That's what it kind of reminds me of as far as like the make, what it would be made out of. Is it like a crab cake or something similar like that? Let me know. If you could write that down in the comments for me. I'm really curious. I don't know if I've ever even had the opportunity to order one. But, because I have seen apple fritters, like at places like Perkins and stuff. But where would you get a shrimp fritter? It sounds so good. It sounds like an appetizer. Definitely good. It's also Mutt Day, guys. So, as in the puppies, the mutts to take care of. I saw this morning, no lie, a 3-legged dog wobbling down the street, and I had to wait for it to cross behind my driveway, and it made me want to cry. I felt so bad for it. And there was this other dog that was with it, and they were kind of trailing each other. I don't know, one of my neighbors must have let them out, but I hope they weren't out all night because it was freezing. That's one of the big warnings. They do this huge warning system when we're about to have a freeze because we're not used to it. So we get a big warning and we're like, warning, it's gonna go to 32 degrees and you need to bring in your pets and cover your plants if you don't want them to die. And it's a big warning. Like, I know up north you guys don't get warnings because it's almost always under a certain degree. It's like below quite often, but for us it's only a handful of times, so we get a big warning. I remember thinking that, like, oh my goodness, it's gonna freeze tonight when I went up north just to check it all out, and they're like, yeah, you almost assume it's going to. Certain times of the year you just get used to it, and then sometimes it never goes above it. I can't even fathom. I get like freaked out when it gets below 32 degrees. You start to see your breath. I think that's like at 40 degrees, and you're like, oh my gosh. Like, it's just unnatural to breathe out in this temperature. It really is. Oh, but I was going to tell a story about the mutt thing. Although bringing it to like humans can be mutts too. So I was out with the girl, my friend, and we were kind of going bar hopping, whatever. And this guy comes up to me and he asked me what my nationality was. And this bar, we were not near any like Disney World touristy areas, so to ask me what my nationality was, kind of weird. I'm out probably a good hour and a half away from the tourist area, in a honky-donk, small town, bar. And this guy's asking me what my nationality was. So I was like, American? Duh. No. You know what I mean. What's your nationality? I'm American, dude. What do you mean? What's my nationality? And then he's like, oh, you know, like, where are your parents from? We don't want to go down this road. My parents are from America. My grandparents are from America. My great-grandparents are from America. Where are you getting at? Okay. You know what I mean? Like, where are they ultimately from? Oh, you mean what's my ethnicity? Yeah. What's your ethnicity? I'm a European mutt. Plain and simple. I mean, my mom's side of the family is super into genealogy, and when you look at our genealogy, it's mainly Western European, but it's a blend of like England and Scotland and France and Germany and Switzerland. Yeah, we're European mutts. Like, that's what it is. So ultimately, this guy was trying to figure out if I had Spanish blood in me, which I don't. I wouldn't be offended because I happen to live around a lot of Spanish people and I adore their culture, and but the fact of the matter is I just don't. So I didn't know where he was like, oh, it's the lighting or whatever. But I think it's so funny, like people coming up to you and asking you what's your nationality. But yeah, I thought that was ironic. I don't know why the fact that today is Mutt Day brought up that story that I ended up telling him I was pretty much a European mutt. And he still didn't like the answer. Well, happy Wednesday, guys. We are almost through the week, over the hump, and you guys have an amazing day. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye.